Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your training zones, both for power and for heart rate, and also how to add an additional power zone for sweet spot training. So here we are in our TrainingPeaks calendar. To get to the zones and settings, we go up to the top right-hand corner and we click on our name. This account happens to be called I Love Bikes, and we click on Settings. For settings, we scroll down to Zones. And this is a pretty simple layout. It just has 3 sets of zones right now: speed, pace, default, and swim speed, pace, power, and heart rate. These are all defaults. What we actually want to do is add specific power zone groups for the cycling activity. So the first thing we're going to do is our heart rate one. So down here you see add activity. We select bike and then add, and then it creates this additional framework. To calculate our zones, we're going to refer back to the spreadsheet that you should have. And based on your FTP test, we're looking for your lactate threshold heart rate. This is the highest point that your heart rate got during that test. And you can see here, this is the spreadsheet. If we drop in the metric from that heart rate, then it will actually auto-populate all these zones. That's useful if you want to map across your zones across different devices or applications. So let's say 175, that's our maximum heart rate, and you can see these numbers updated. Going back to TrainingPeaks then, we're going to pop in this cell 175. We're going to choose lactate threshold. For method, it's the Andy Coggin 5-zone method. This pre-populates it, but to actually get it to apply, you have to click apply. And now you have your zones set up for bike heart rate based on threshold heart rate. For power, it's a similar situation. We want to add a specific activity. So we choose bike, add, and then we're going to refer back to our spreadsheet. And we should have our FTP test result. Let's say we got 200. You can see here that it updates those already. So we'll go back to this and pop in here. Yeah, 303 would be nice. 200, threshold power, Andy Coggin, 6 zones. It pre-populates it. You click apply, and then it actually populates it. Let's just click save so we don't lose that data so far. Oh, you know what? I've done it in the wrong place. So we want to do it here in our bike threshold. So let me threshold power, Andy Coggin 6, pre-populates it. We're going to calculate it and hit apply. So this is for our bikes. So now we want to add sweet spot zone. So that's an additional zone. Sweet spot in itself is not a traditional zone. It actually spans tempo and threshold from 84% to 97. So that's kind of a awkward number to calculate, but if you go back to our spreadsheet, you see all the work's done for you. Scroll across here and you can see sweet spot zone. So that's 166 to 194. So we'll refer back to those numbers in a minute. But first we want to add that zone. So we click add zone, type in 3-4, and then we look at the numbers. What did we say? 166 to 194. We can just type those in here. 194. And then we want to move this up between 3 and 4 and click save. You'll see that it doesn't actually add any descriptions for these zones. You can certainly go back in and type those yourself. The benefit of doing that, did that the wrong way around. Benefit of doing that is that when you go to graph the workout, if you're using TrainingPeaks Premium, you'll be able to see the words associated with the bar charts. So it just makes it a little bit easier to read. So you've got recovery, endurance, tempo. 3-4 we know is sweet spot. Zone 4 is threshold. Zone 5 is VO2. Zone 6 is neuromuscular. And again, always remember to hit save. If you're not quite sure where to get these words from, you can go back to the spreadsheet and it'll tell you there. Okay, so just to kind of summarize, from a blank sheet, in our calendar view, we go to our name, we go to settings, we go to zones, we type in our threshold heart rate and hit calculate, and then hit apply. The apply button will come up down here. For the power, we put in our FTP test, we choose threshold, we choose the Coggin method, we hit calculate and apply, then we add the additional zone referencing the spreadsheet for the numbers that you need to drop into these fields. Always remember to hit save and you're good to go. As always, if you have any questions, drop me a line at rule71coaching@gmail.com, and good luck with your training.